It is time for the Writer's Block. I'm Jenni Carlson here in the studios of the Oklahoman, joined by Rob Oller from the Columbus Dispatch, columnist there. Rob, how you doing today?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you join us on the Writer's Block here. And segment one today, we've got to start our lead segment with the NFL Draft. Rob, for both of us, both of our markets had a pretty exciting draft night, the first round on Thursday night with Kyler Murray from here in Oklahoma being drafted number 1, then Nick Bosa from Ohio State there in Columbus being taken number 2. What was sort of your impressions of opening night of the NFL Draft?
Well, first, Nashville, man, what a host city, huh? They partied it up. Looked like a good time. They'll probably get it again sometime. Music City was excellent. I would say, Nick Bosa here was an interesting story. He was injured in the third game, sat out the rest of the season, partly his decision late in the season just to go train with his brother Joey, who plays for San Diego. And so he was kind of expected to go high at one point, number 1, till Kyler Murray kind of took that from him. And so we went to the Niners, expected. The other Ohio State guy was Dwayne Haskins Jr., the quarterback who a lot of people thought would go to the Giants at 6.
Yep.
And that was a little bit of a shocker. Didn't quite go that way. So, he fell a little. But, I think Ohio State now joins USC, 81 total first-round picks. So that was kind of a storyline here in Columbus.
Yeah. Well, I think that Giants fans might have been a little shocked that Dwayne Haskins wasn't their guy either. I mean, quarterbacks obviously always sort of the talk of the draft, even when defensive players or other players get taken. But, Kyler Murray, the second consecutive number 1 overall pick, taken from Oklahoma, back-to-back Heismans, now back-to-back top first-round draft pick, overall number 1 draft picks for the Sooners. Just felt a little bit like an infomercial for Oklahoma's offense, the lead up to the draft, all the talk about Murray, obviously the reflections on Mayfield and everything that went there. So, if you're a quarterback out there thinking about playing college football and maybe going to the NFL, I got to think Oklahoma looks pretty darn good right now with the track record that they've now started to establish. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, the expected starter next year. Who knows what happens to him? But even if he's not the number 1 overall pick, still to see what happens, how his draft stock, what that looks like in a year will be fascinating. But Rob, I thought you said something really interesting, that crowd in Nashville. They closed down streets. They basically set up an outdoor venue, which when it started raining, I'm sure some people were wondering, is this a good idea? But I heard the number 200,000. People are talking about, is the NFL suffering? Are numbers down? People stood like half a mile away from the stage to watch teams make picks every 10 minutes. That's a pretty good moment for the NFL, I would think.
Yeah, and I think it helps that Nashville's sort of a hot, trendy destination city now. So it wasn't just your, Tennessee fans. I know, Tennessee's a big football state. The Vols haven't been great lately, but they still pack that stadium. But I think this probably drew people from all over because it's Nashville, again, Music City. Tootsie's is there. You can have a pretty good honky tonk good time.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Well, they took the NFL draft on the road a few years ago, got it out of New York where it had been for so long, but it looks like it's been so successful. Dallas, Chicago, now Nashville. I got to think that the NFL draft may be a road show from now on.